Hey, welcome to another reaction video where I'm reacting to the fact that Ethan Klein is suing a bunch of people over copyright, even though it has nothing to do with copyright. And one of the things I didn't touch on the last video before being interrupted by a dog toy is that Ethan Klein mentions morals. Now, this is Ethan Klein is on a crusade himself, a moral crusade. So when he says you and your underlings have zero consistent morals, he means it. So he believes that it is immoral for Hassan Piker and people that he believes are his underlings to do what they are doing. It is, in fact, immoral to do so. So let's talk about what morals are to begin with, right? A moral is a lesson, especially when concerning what is right or prudent, that can be derived from a story, a piece of information, or experience. Take two, a person's standards of behavior or beliefs concerning what is and is not acceptable for them to do. So Ethan Klein morally believes that these people are doing wrong. So he is going to do everything in his ability to go after these people because he believes they are morally wrong. So whether he has to abuse the copyright system or not, he don't care. He's going to go after these people for being morally wrong. Well, where do morals come from? Well, they are primarily learned through social interactions or cultural influences. Some people think the Bible could be like a cultural influence. Well, I could argue that the Bible itself is not the beginning of time. Adam and Eve are the beginning of the religion, and it is in fact there's more evidence that Adam and Eve is simply the beginning of a religion. So if you even go to Grok and you type it, imagine the Bible not as the beginning of the time, but the beginning of a religion, and Adam and Eve were pushed out of a tribe. So Grok will give you exactly this scenario in which Adam and Eve were pushed out of a tribe for going against the tribe. Being cast out of Eden could reflect Adam and Eve's exile from the tribe for their transgression. Okay, so imagine a time in which inscription, what do they call it? Writing down the history of time didn't exist. All right, so no one recorded history in tribal times long ago, but then inscription and passing down of stories suddenly became the thing to do. So now they're starting to write down stories and stuff. So now here they is an example of where they invented inscriptions and they started writing down the history of what happened to themselves. So this could just be the beginning of a religion in which Adam and Eve were kicked out of a tribe for their transgression, right? Now, one thing you have to remember is that they thought very little of women in the past, which explains why you cannot find history of the wife of Adam's and Eve's children. So, for example, if you look up Seth's wife in Grok or in history, there is no inclusion of Seth's wife. Now, Seth's wife could be from another gosh darn tribe, right? A tribe that didn't have inscription, maybe. So they didn't record the event of Seth picking up that girl to become his wife. So, subordinate roles. In historical context of the Hebrew Bible composition, women in ancient Israelite and surrounding cultures. So they specifically say women in ancient Israelite and surrounding cultures were generally subordinate to men, which explains why they don't include women in the Bible in the very beginning. Specifically Seth's wife, because they saw her as inferior. They even saw, you can even argue that Eve eating the apple made, and then they concluded that she was inferior to Adam because she caused the kicking out of the Garden of Eden or tribe. So, where am I going with this? Uh, Probably nowhere. So it even goes on. For example, the wives of Cain, Lamech, and other patriarchs in Genesis 5 are similarly unnamed. This reflects a cultural view where women's identities were secondary to their reproductive or supportive roles in family structure. So, the Bible is not the beginning of time. The Bible is the beginning of the religion. Tribes existed long before the recorded history of time. Right? Right. Dinosaurs existed long before that, and the only history we have of dinosaurs is their fossils, which means dinosaurs didn't invent inscription, right? Right. Can we go along with that? So the morals that are derived from the Bible are from this Bible is from Adam and Eve getting kicked out of a tribe from long ago, or whatever religious text you are reading. Okay, so what am I getting at? I'm sorry it took so long, but like, if you were to put out a piece of work that you felt was morally right, and you wanted everyone to spread the word, right? You put out a piece of work that was so important. You want everyone in the world to see it. But you prevent certain people from spreading the word because you don't like them. Now, is it morally correct to create a piece of work that you need everyone to see, but you sue the people that are spreading your good work? So, if we want to look at morally incorrect and morally correct, Ethan suing people that are spreading the good word about Hassan Piker being a terrorist, it would be immorally incorrect to do. So the morals of suing people that spread the word of Ethan Klein, God Emperor Ethan Klein, would be morally incorrect. He would want more people to see his good word. So spreading the word, no matter who spreads the word, would be morally correct. So he would want more and more people to see his works. It doesn't matter if okay, so only certain people can spread his good word. XUC, Destiny, Asmongold, even Hassan. If Hassan's doing it, it's morally correct apparently because he's not suing Hassan Piker. So he's only suing people that he can afford to sue. It has nothing to do with copyright. And he sees these underlings as having no morals. So you guys need to open up your brains, go through the rabbit hole, and think deep about the entire situation, because I really don't think you guys are. And the people that just drone on about how it's so cool to sue these people over this is just mind-blowing to me that you guys can't think deeper than whatever's going on right now. I don't know how else to explain it. It's not it hurts my brain to think that Ethan Klein can sue people what he thinks is morals when it would be more morally right to continue to spread his good word about the terrorism that is being broadcasted on Twitch. Ethan Klein honestly thinks that Hassan Piker is broadcasting terrorism on Twitch. Why wouldn't he want the underlings of Hassan Piker spreading his good word? So this is clearly an attack piece on Hassan Piker and his underlings. It has nothing to do with copyright. He's simply using it to sue people, to take them for all their work, to ruin their lives. Do you get it yet? And the fact that it will affect you in the future is scary.